What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to some Dungeon Defenders 2 and the first ever DrakenFrost update Defense Spotlight. Today we're going to be taking a look at the DrakenFrost weapon manufacturers. Now, Diminishing returns came to the game, and I've got to say, a lot of people were real concerned about what was going to happen with the state of their weapon manufacturers and shocking revelations. And their answer is right here in this video. As although Diminishing Returns is now a thing, the elemental combo that was added to the game in the form of Electrocute, where the Electrocute combo has actually always been in the game, however we've had limited ways to drench enemies. Now, of course, all water attacks drench an enemy, so if you put water on any hero or on any defense, it is now going to drench. Now, a drenched enemy that then gets hit by storm damage is going to proc the Electrocute combo. Now, before I go any further, I did want to say, remember, this is a new update, it's a new mechanic in the game that just came in, and we can expect to see a hotfix. So with that in mind, don't go changing up your defenses that you've invested a lot into. If you've got like a Chaos 8 defense or something with great 10 out of 10 mods that you've done a lot of fine tuning with, if you change that particular item, you are risking it because we just don't know what is going to happen when the hotfix finally arrives. Now, use an alternative relic to play around with, or just realize that you might be trashing a very good relic that you already have set up if you change it, and then a change comes to the game that balances out this current update. So moving on along, you all know I got no patience and I'm going to jump in head first, so that's what I did with my weapon manufacturers. So taking a look at my weapon manufacturers now, I made a change and it's a little bit different, but I'm using Tenacity, Shocking Revelation, and Water Servo. Now, combining that, I'm taking advantage of as much range as I can get out of it and using Defense Rate, Deadly Strikes, and Vicious Strikes. Now, the reason I kept Tenacity on there is because I do like to use my weapon manufacturers for Kursakazi lanes. Tenacity, of course, is the counter for a Kursakazi lane if you want to use ground traps, Rs, or nodes, so I left Tenacity on there. This is by no means something that you should 100% shoot for, but use it kind of as a general guideline, and once you understand how your weapon manufacturer works, you'll be able to fine-tune what you get out of it. Now, taking a look just at the mods, we've got the Water Servo, so it tunes a non-elemental tower to water, drenching targets, and increasing defense power. Now, the key here is drenching targets, so the weapon manufacturer is now giving Drench. That means that in addition to the stun, the weapon manufacturer will drench controlled burn lanes and set that mutator off. Now, of course, you have the stun involved with weapon manufacturers that will also set off controlled burn, and it makes weapon manufacturers a really good source of a controlled burn lane DPS now that you can unflag that mutator with both drench or shock. Now, of course, a drenched enemy that gets hit by storm damage is going to proc the Electrocute combo. Now, if we look at Shocking Revelations, we see 82,000 storm damage and a 35% chance to stun enemies for 1 second. So in addition to its normal hit, it's doing 82,000 in storm damage as well. That, of course, combined with the water damage, is giving us that Electrocute combo. Now, the Electrocute combo is a stun, so it is affected by Diminishing Returns, and an important thing to remember is the Shocking Revelation now, the reason that we're using it is not for the stun. We're using it for the storm damage. Now, with that being said, it would be better, theoretically, if Shocking Revelations wasn't on this defense at all, and you got your storm damage from somewhere else. So say put down a drenching weapon manufacturer and then say set up a poison dart tower with storm damage or a ramster with storm damage and got the storm damage from that source, that would allow you to get more overall power or range out of your weapon mans. However, if you do want the self-proccing Electrocute combo, this is a great source for it. Now, although this defense is set up 100% for crowd control, it still does pretty darn good DPS. We take a look at one node here. One node is doing what? 1.2 mil-ish? 1.3, it looks like it went up as high as 1.6 million, dependent on the crits. So just one node can definitely dish it out. Of course, we're going to be using them with all 3 nodes wherever we can, and then that's going to really bring the pain, as then we're going to see numbers just start to really climb as we get the bigger DPS figures out of it. Now, I've been having great luck with these weapon manufacturers, and I did want to focus on one more minute just on that Shocking Revelations. Now, the reason I said that Shocking Revelation is actually hurting the tower is the stun from Shocking Revelation is the same as the stun from the Electrocute combo when you look at Diminishing Returns. Now, the Electrocute combo is a 4-second stun. The Shocking Revelations, of course, is a 1-second stun. So you've got a 1-second stun that's popping off that will trigger Diminishing Returns on your 4-second stun. So in theory, if the Shocking Revelations wasn't on here at all and you got that storm damage from another source, the only thing that would be piling up as far as the Diminishing Returns is the Electrocute combo, and that's starting off at 4 seconds. Now, with all that being said, this is still pretty darn beast. There is no doubt about it. The Shocking Revelations and the Water Servo give you a source of an elemental combo that's self-proccing within itself, requiring no other defense, that has a very nice range, and just adds a massive amount of utility into the game. So by all means, I strongly encourage anyone throw a Water Servo onto their weapon mans and check it out. Now, the reason in my mind it makes the weapon mans kind of a best defense to throw Water Servo on is it's an AoE defense that covers a wide area that isn't tied to another element. Of course, you can't just go and throw water damage on your flame auras, as they are already tied to an element and locked into fire damage. So you can't create a water aura out of a flame aura. On that same note, you couldn't create like a water aura out of a lightning strike. Now, you could always add a lightning strike in the mix for a little bit more storm damage, as it is innately tied to storm. However, remember that the lightning strike targets everything. It's a single target defense, so it's targeting one mob at a time. That, of course, is not going to help you as much when it's talking about stunning up an entire pack. Now, this combo is going to be getting a lot of attention over the next few weeks, as it is without a doubt super strong, and with water really getting the largest change of all the elements in this last update, water now drenching makes it so you can create that shock, that electrocute combo on any defenses. So you can find a way to get water damage. Say you put water damage on a Ramster, and you've got that Ramster spraying the entire lane down and drenching everything in the lane, and then you've got a Poison Dart Tower or something else that's proccing the storm damage, causing that electrocute combo. You're going to see a lot of builds coming to the channel over the next week or so on how to create some of these electrocute combos. And in addition to that, think of the Dryad. The Dryad can be just ridiculous with this, thinking water slimes and stormy bees. The main thing here, and what I would really suggest, is people put the water damage on the AoE defense. So if you're thinking about setting up one defense with water and one defense with storm, make sure to put the water damage on the AoE defense, because water also is going to innately slow enemies. Now, it's a mini slow. It's not as good as Frostbite. It's not as good as Boosted Grasp. However, it will give you a 30% slow to the enemies just while they're drenched, as Drench just naturally slows down the bads. So get some water damage, throw it on that weapon manufacturer, and get out there and make things happen. You will notice in super high onslaught that things will eventually creep through. However, this gives you more than enough time to put down the kill zone and really get all the baddies CC'd up and squashed in a similar type build to what we have been using over the last several months. So thank you all so much for watching. Click that like button, please subscribe to the channel. Let me know down in the comments below if there's any particular tower combination, or tower itself that you would like to see spotlighted under the new DrakenFrost update for Dungeon Defenders 2. So thank you once again, and I will see you next time around. Take it easy.